Right, welcome back to another game of the dice game of baseball. My name is Brian Haverkamp. The game of dice baseball. Oh boy, that was a good start. The game of dice baseball. So in this game, we are going to feature the Yankees at the Kansas City Royals. This is a three-game set played in July of 1977. The Yankees dropped three in a row to Kansas City, so I thought this might be a nice change of pace. Maybe Kansas City has an opportunity here, or maybe the Yankees turn the tide of history. We'll see. Let me go through the lineups. It's going to be Mickey Rivers leading off for the Yankees. Then Roy White is the DH. Thurman Munson catching and batting fourth. Lou Piniella in left. Chris Chambliss, the first baseman, he'll be batting fifth. Reggie Jackson's in right. He's hitting sixth. Willie Randolph at second. Greg Nettles at third base, batting ninth or eighth, and then Bucky Dent batting ninth. For the Royals, it'll be George Brett leading off. Hal McRae, the DH, is second. Amos Otis in center field. He'll be hitting third. Al Cowens is cleaning up. He's in right field. John Mayberry, the first baseman, power hitting first baseman. He'll be hitting fifth. John Zadeb, I guess that's how you say it, Zadeb. In left, Daryl Porter, the catcher. He's hitting seventh. Freddie Patek is at shortstop, and Frank White, the second baseman, is hitting ninth. All right, this will be Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, 1977, July 15th, 16th, and 17th. So let's transport ourselves magically back in time to the late 70s. We're using our game engine chart here. We have our 77 cards. We have Paul Splittorff. He'll be left-hander facing off against the Yankees, and Ron Guidry. So dueling lefties in this game. 26 batters. Splittorff can go. 27 for Guidry. We'll see just how this one plays out. It'll be Mickey Rivers leading off for the Yankees, and then he'll be followed by Roy White and Thurman Munson. I have my bullpen and my bench already laid out here. So we have the Royals and we have the Yankees. So I should switch those so I can kind of keep them straight. All right. So we're ready for the first pitch. It's going to be Paul Splittorff, 16-6, 3.69 ERA. Pitched 229 innings. He gave up 11 home runs, 278 average, very low home runs per nine, and again, stamina of 26. This is using the 1977 set, which you can get at thegameofdicebaseball.com, and that's available for purchase today. We're going to run into an issue here that I've already solved. So where is he? It's Chris Chambliss. So you can see here, Chris Chambliss is listed as a pitcher. That is not the case. What happened was when I automatically went through and did the positions, anything with a 1 got labeled a P. And so I typically have a way to deal with that with first baseman, but clearly messed that up the first go around. So I went back through and corrected as many of those as I understood and knew. If you purchase this set and you come across any batters who are listed as pitchers, if you just send me an email to thegameofdicebaseball@gmail.com, that would be great, and I can go back and make those changes. You can obviously make those changes on the cards yourself, or you can re-download the cards. Really, it would only require downloading that particular page of that batter. But I tried to catch as many of them as I could. What tipped me off was Chambliss. Getting ready for this game, I saw Chambliss, and I was like, he is not a pitcher. And then I went back through and I found Bill Buckner, and he's also not a pitcher. So I thought something was up, and so I went back through and made those changes. All right, first pitch at Kauffman Stadium. We have our dice. So we have 2 regular D6, we have 1 colored D6, and then we have a D10, and that's all you need to play the game of dice baseball. Try to keep everything on the screen here so that everyone can see it. This is Paul Splittorff, the lefty, against lefty Mickey Rivers. And that's going to be a little soft grounder, and that goes out to first base. The first baseman is John Mayberry, and he's up to it as he steps on the bag for a 3 unassisted, and that's going to be out number 1. Mickey Rivers is retired for the first out of the game. We're underway on this one in Kansas City. Roy White, the left fielder, switch inning left fielder for the Yankees. That is going to be a possibility of a home run for White, who had 14 bombs in 1977. We got off the pitcher side of 55 is here. So home runs per 9, less than .40. It's .40. I'm going to count that as a double. So it's my prerogative. So a double for Roy White. You can do that straight up. You can do it less than or equal to. A lot of times I'll just do less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. But you can be a stickler for that. So a double for Roy White. He stands at second base. Thurman Munson, the catcher, is in, and that's going to be a fly ball. That goes out to center field. And the catch is going to be made out in center field by Amos Otis. We're going to call that out number 2. Let's look at our, I think we are able to go on that if we want to. Let's see, runner advancement, runner at first base. That's going to be a hold, actually, out to center field. So the runner holds at first base or second base. Oh, I'm sorry. Runner can go if we want. Roy White stole 18 bases. I don't think it's worth it because with 2 outs, you can score on a single. So Lou Piniella is going to try to drive in the run. 2 down, runner at second base, and Piniella at the plate. This is going to be, what is his walk percentage? His walk percentage is 5%. So we'll still do the same thing, less than or equal. So that's going to be a ground ball out to third base. The third baseman, Brett, with the pick over to first, and that's going to be the first out, or the third out of the inning. The Yankees go down in the first. They get a runner to second base and can't get him over. And so that's going to lead us to the bottom of the first inning. George Brett to the plate. He's facing off against Guidry. Guidry 16-7 with a 2.82 ERA in 1977. Only a 2.24 average against. And 21 is his strikeout percentage. 8 is his K percentage. His walk percentage. That's the same thing. So here's a 46. A 46 is going to be a deep fly ball, and that is a 10. So that's going to be a rare play. Let's see what happens on this rare deep fly ball. So we got our chart over here, and we roll our D10, a 1. That's going to be a deep drive to right field. The right fielder makes the catch, and he slams into the wall. That's going to be Reggie Jackson out in right field as he makes a beautiful play on a deep drive from George Brett, and that's out number 1. Jackson is okay in right as he gets the ball back in. Crowd was on their feet, holding their breath there for a moment. Hal McRae stands in. McRae, the DH in this game. He batted .298, 21 home runs, 92 RBIs, so excellent year for Hal McRae. 34, that's going to be a grounder. That goes to third base, and the third baseman is Nettles, and he gets it over to first base for the out number 2. 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. Amos Otis, center fielder, batting third for the Royals. Another 34, another grounder, and this time it's going to go to shortstop as Otis pulls one to the shortstop, and the shortstop is Bucky Dent. Dent gets it over to first for the out, and 3 up, 3 down go the Royals in the first. We head to the top of the second inning, no score. It's going to be Chris Chambliss, Reggie Jackson, and Willie Randolph against the starter Paul Splittorff. Here's an opportunity here for the Yankees. It's a home run unless his home runs are less than 5, and they are not. They're 17 And so just like that, the Yankees take a 1-0 lead on the Chris Chambliss bomb. That goes to the right center field gap. And Chambliss puts the Yankees ahead 1-0 in the top of the second inning. So Yankee power coming through, and the crowd is a little bit stunned as Reggie Jackson stands in. 25, that's going to be a line drive. That'll go to the second baseman. So a little liner from Reggie, gets it off his thumbs, and that's going to be a liner to 4. As who is that? Patek, Frank White. Frank White makes the play, and that'll be out number 1. 1 down, 1 already in. Willie Randolph to the plate. Randolph 274 average, 4 homers, 40 RBIs. Here's a 36, and a 36 is going to be a hard grounder right to the first baseman, and it's going to be Mayberry who makes the play at the bag. He will toss it underhand to the catcher, or to the pitcher, who's covering first, and Splittorff steps on the bag for out number 2. Nice play there by Mayberry at first. Retires Willie Randolph. Standing in is Greg Nettles, 255 average, 37 bombs, 107 RBIs, and the man is hitting 8th in the Yankee lineup. So here's a 15. 15 is going to be a little soft grounder, a little tapper out to second base, and the second baseman is Frank White. He will make the play over to Mayberry at first, and that retires the Yankees. But the Yankees do get on the board first on the Chris Chambliss home run, deep to right center field, and it's 1-0 Yankees. As we head to the bottom of the second, it will be Callens, Mayberry, and Zadeb for the Royals. There's a 13. 13 is going to be a little foul out that goes to the third baseman. So he pops it up down the third baseline, and Nettles is there to squeeze it for the out, and that's out number 1. John Mayberry stands in. Mayberry, left-handed batter, playing first base. 23 home runs and 82 RBIs, only a 230 average for the year. This is going to be a little grounder, and that's out in front of the plate as the catcher Munson jumps out and sets his feet, fires to first, and that's out number 2. 2 outs, 2 balls that haven't left the infield, and Guidry is pitching very well in the first part of this game. There's going to be a deep fly ball from Joe Zadeb. Zadeb, 297 average, only a couple of home runs, but he gets a hold of one to straightaway left. And going back on the ball is Piniella, and at the track, he makes the catch. And that will be out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down again. Go the Royals, but Zadeb gave that one a ride. Just didn't get quite enough air under it. So we head to the top of the third inning. It will be Bucky Dent, and then back to the top with Mickey Rivers and Roy White. 25 is going to be a strikeout for Splittorff, and that's going to be a strikeout looking as he gets the 9-hole hitter Dent on strikes. Bucky Dent is out number 1. Mickey Rivers, 326 average, 12 homers, 69 RBIs. He is 0 for 1. He grounded out to first base in his first trip to the plate. We have a rare play. Let's see, wild pitches greater than 9, and we have 5, so not greater than 9. And so we're going to move over to the rare play chart. So the pitcher's rare play chart. Get that up here. And we're going to roll our D10, see what comes of it. A 5. 5 is going to be catcher's interference. That's an E2. Batter goes to first, and all runners move up. So we're going to say E2 on that, as they call Munson they call Darryl Porter for the catcher's interference, and that puts Mickey Rivers at first base. Rivers, 61% base stealer. We'll leave him there for now, and see if Roy White can drive him home. White doubled in his first at bat, Here's a 23. That will be good for a deep fly ball as he gets a hold of one. 14 home runs for White in 1977. He hits that one to deep left field. That's going to stay in the ballpark as the left fielder is Zadeb, and he makes the play out there. Turnabout is fair play as he got a hold of one back in the bottom of the second inning. And a deep fly ball to left field is going to be automatic move up for the runner at first base. And so we got a runner at second with 2 outs. Thurman Munson, base hit, will drive in a run. And we get the whole thing on there. Okay. Base hit drives in a run. And what do we have? We have a little grounder. That's to third base. The third baseman is Brett. He handles it cleanly over to first, and that's going to be the third out. So the Yankees threaten in the top of the third, but they can't get anyone home. And that's going to, that was Piniella who made the out. And that's going to, Thurman Munson, right? That's going to send us to the bottom of the third. It'll be Kansas City sending up the bottom of their order. Darryl Porter, Freddie Patek, and Frank White against Ron Guidry, who's perfect so far. The first 2 innings. 24, that's going to be a deep fly ball. Darryl Porter gets a hold of one. Down the left field line, going back on it is Piniella, and he makes a fine running catch out in deep left field for out number 1. So Porter got a hold of one, but Piniella is up to the challenge in left field. This will be Freddie Patek, the shortstop. This will be a little lazy fly ball to left field. Doesn't have to work quite as hard on this one, does Piniella. And that's going to be out number 2. Still trying to catch his breath out there. And they're wearing him out. Frank White, second baseman. 245 average, 5 homers, and 50 RBIs in 1977. 35 is going to be a fly ball. This is down the right field line, and Reggie Jackson ranges over and makes the play for out number 3. And Guidry is still perfect through 3 as he sits down Kansas City 1-2-3. Nice start for Guidry and the Yankees. They lead 1-0 heading to the top of the 4th. It's going to be Piniella, Chambliss, and Reggie Jackson. So dangerous waters for Paul Splittorff. 25, that's going to be a little line drive, and that is hit to, it's a little liner to center. So coming in hard on it is Amos Otis, and he makes the play for out number 1. Lou Piniella, now 0 for 2. Chris Chambliss, the only man who's driven in a run in this game, had a home run back in the second inning, and he's facing off against Splittorff again. 45 this time. He gets under a little bit, and that's out to center field. And a can of corn for Otis on this one. And that'll be 2 quick outs for the Yankees. Jackson lined out softly to the second baseman in his first at bat. Let's see what he's got here. This will be a little ground ball. Would have been a double play if anybody's on base, but nobody is. So that is a grounder to third. And the third baseman, Brett, makes the play over to Mayberry, and that's going to be 3 up, 3 down for the Yankees in the top of the 4th inning. So nice inning there for Splittorff, and he's given up 1 run. Guidry hasn't given up anything. No hits, no walks, no nothing. And he is perfect through 3. Let's see if he can keep that up against George Brett. Brett flied out to right field his first at bat. This is going to be a hard grounder to the third baseman, so it goes the opposite way on that fastball in the outside corner. And Nettles he picks it, he's up with it, he's over to Chambliss, and that's going to be out number 1. Nice play by Greg Nettles over at third base. 1 down, and Hal McRae stands in. He grounded out to Nettles in his first at bat. 26 is going to be a K, and that's going to be a strikeout looking for Hal McRae. He's now 0 for 2. Guidry looking every bit the ace that he was. Amos Otis, center fielder for Kansas City. He grounded out to the shortstop, his first at bat. We've got a foul out here, so he pops this one up, and he pops it up to the catcher a mile high in the air. Thurman Munson throws off the mask, and he is going to make the catch in foul territory. That's 3 up, 3 down for Guidry again, who is now perfect through 4. We head to the top of the 5th inning. 1-0 is our score. The Yankees leading. They'll send up Randolph, Nettles, and Bucky Dent against Paul Splittorff, the starter for the Royals. That's who they are. For the Royals. All right, this is a chance for a home run. You can see here. So if his home runs per 9 are less than 0.4, and again, this is who is batting. We're in the top, so that's here. So again, we're going to go with the double here, as we do less than or equal to. That's totally up to your choice. So that's a couple of plays. It could have been home runs. Only 4 home runs for Willie Randolph. So I'm perfectly comfortable with him pulling into second base with a double. Leadoff double for the Yankees. Greg Nettles to the plate. Nettles with 12. So is his walk percentage less than or equal to 5? It is not. So he is actually going to take the walk. That's going to be runners now on first and second base. Splittorff in a little hot water. We're going to go ahead and bunt with Bucky Dent. Dent, a 247 hitter, had 14 sacrifice hits in 1977. So let's pull up our bunt chart. See if we can get those runners to second and third. And we got it here. So let's go and roll our D10. And that's a 1. A 1 is successful. So the runners advance 1 base. That'll be a sac hit for Bucky Dent. Bucky Dent gets high fives as he comes back to the dugout, putting 2 runners in scoring position with only 1 out. And it'll be Mickey Rivers standing in. Rivers is 0 for 2. He got on via a strange error with the catcher interference in his first at bat. So Splittorff bearing down. 46 is going to be a normal ground ball. Normally that would be a double play, but there is no force here. So no double play. That's going to be a ground ball to third base. Everyone's going to hold. So we'll go 5-3 as he looks everybody back. It's not a little tapper or anything, so no advancement there by the runners. And just what Splittorff needed was a hard enough hit ground ball to the left side, and that's what he got. So 2 down now. Base hit is going to score 2, and let's see if Roy White's got it in him. 23 is a deep fly ball, and this one's hit high and deep. We got a rare play on a deep fly ball, and we know that anything can happen here. So a 6. A drive into the gap in left center. The center fielder comes out of nowhere. That's Amos Otis. He dives at the warning track, and he makes the catch. If possible, the runner on third would score, but that is a possibly game-saving catch as Otis comes out of nowhere and makes the catch in left center field. And that is a 2-run save by the center fielder. And everyone congratulating him as he comes in. Roy White can't believe it. He thought he had a gapper, and instead he is just shaking his head. So we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Great play in center field from the center fielder Amos Otis. It will be Cowens, Mayberry, and Zadeb coming up against Ron Guidry. Opportunity here. Wild pitches greater than 9 is going to be not true. So we're going over to the rare play again for the pitcher. And one more. This is on page 11, 12, page 11. Okay. All right, so we got a rare play off of the pitcher, And this is going to be a hard hit ball. It bounces off the pitcher's leg to the third baseman. The out is recorded 153, and the pitcher's stamina goes down 5. So we're going to say his stamina is 22. So that's could have some bearing in this game. Maybe or maybe not if we honor that. He's already at, what is he, at 9, 12 batters. So he's okay. He's staying in the game. The out's recorded 153. Kind of a strange play as Callens goes down. And that's Guidry to Nettles to the first baseman Chambliss. And that'll be out number 1. John Mayberry to the plate. Mayberry is 0 for 1. He grounded out to Munson, the catcher. Got a chance here. If his balks are greater than 1, it's a balk. And he has no balks. Otherwise, it's an error. So that's going to be an E6 as Bucky Dent on that little slow roller makes the error. And Kansas City with a runner on base. John Mayberry, no threat to steal. Mayberry standing at first with Zadeb at first, or at home plate. He flied out to left deep in his first at bat. Piniella made a nice play out there. This is going to be another fly ball out to Piniella as he pulls the ball straight away to left, and Piniella no problem on this one. Runner's going to stay and hold at first base. 2 down now with Darrell Porter standing in. He is the catcher for the Kansas City Royals in 1977. 23, that's going to be a deep fly ball as he hits one well, and we've got a rare play. Let's see what happens on this. An 8. Haven't had that one yet. So deep fly ball. Number 8. Hit well to right field. The right fielder Jackson is fooled. He leaps at the last second, but it goes over his head, and one hip hops the wall. The batter goes to second. All runners advance 2 bases. So that's going to be 2 bases there, plus 1 for the 2 outs, means that he's going to score on the double. So Jackson out there, badly fooled as he leaps at the last second and misses it. And the ball game is tied at 1. We'll give him an RBI for Darrell Porter. Maybe had some funky spin on it. Lost it in the lights, something. But Jackson couldn't make the play in right field. And Freddie Patek is up. Base hit puts Kansas City ahead. This will be a strikeout, though. But we have a strikeout with a rare play. We got our strikeouts here. So let's see if something strange happens. A 1. Batter tries to hold up, but the ump says he went around. So that's going to be a strikeout swing for Freddie Patek. He is the 3rd out of the inning, but Kansas City ties it up in the bottom of the 5th with 1 on a freakish play where Reggie Jackson misplayed a deep drive to right. And we head to the top of the 6th inning. 1-1 is our score. It'll be Thurman Munson, Lou Piniella, and Chris Chambliss batting against Paul Splittorff. Here's a fly ball. This goes down the left field line. Coming over is the left fielder's Deb, and he's going to make the play for out number 1. Left field busy in this game. Lou Piniella stands in, right-handed right fielder for the Yankees. .330 average, 12 homers and 45 RBIs back in 1977. He's 0 for 2 in this game. There's a little pop out. This is going to be a pop out to third base. So we'll go, it's actually a foul out. So he hits it into foul territory, and chasing it down is George Brett. No problem there, as Piniella was jammed on that one. Chris Chambliss, not the pitcher, but the first baseman, is standing in. He's 1 for 2. He's got a home run. The only Yankee run has come off his bat, and he's facing off against the lefty, Paul Splittorff. Here's a fly ball. He hits one well, but into left center field. A little too much air in it. Under it, as Zadeb comes over, and he'll make the play on a jog, and that's going to be a 3-up, 3-down inning for Splittorff against the middle of the Yankee order. Got to consider that a win as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Ron Guidry the perfect game, the no-hitter, or the wonderful start, has been broken up in the last inning, so we'll see how things go for him as we go on out here. It's be Frank White, George Brett, and Hal McRae to finish things off here in the sixth. That's a 56. There's a little fly ball to center field out into right center, and no problem there for the center fielder, Mickey Rivers, and he'll squeeze it for out number one. Let's not change the wrong team. And we go back to the top of the order, George Brett. Brett with a fly out and a ground out in his last at bat. Here's a chance. Wild pitch is greater than 9. It is not. And so we're headed to the rare pitcher play. Let's see what happens here. We got a 2. It's hit high and deep to left. It goes over the foul pole. So George Brett, the other way, hits it over the foul pole. Is it a home run? The umpires are conferring, and let's see what they come up with. 1 to 5, it's a home run. 6 to 10, it's going to be foul, and that is a bomb for George Brett on the controversial home run to left as he goes yard over the foul pole and puts the Royals ahead 2 to 1. Guidry can't believe it. The Yankees can't believe it. And it's now 2 to 1. Hal McRae stands in. 0 for 2. He struck out in his last at bat. This is another determined. So determined by hits. If his hits are greater than 149, which they are, that's going to be a base knock for Hal McRae. And Guidry, who started so well, now starting to struggle a little bit. And we're going to send Hal McRae. Hal McRae is at 85% is his stolen base percentage. So let's pull up our stolen base chart here. And Hal McRae going for second. And he is in there just barely as he gets in under the tag. And that's going to be a stolen base for Hal McRae. So McRae standing at second base, 1 out. And Amos Otis looking to add more to the scoreboard for the Kansas City Royals. If his hits are greater than 149, this is a base knock, and it's not. So instead, that's going to be a ground ball back to the pitcher. And we'll say the pitcher looks the runner back at second. So we're going to look him back and then go 1-3. So that's going to be an out. Out number 2, as Guidry made a nice play there. Al Cowens stands in at the box. He is 0 for 2 with a foul out and a ground out. He'd like to hit it to somebody other than Greg Nettles. There's a 22. If the balks are greater than 1, then it's a balk, which it's not on Guidry's card. So instead, this is going to be an error. So that's an error on the right fielder Jackson. That's 2 bonehead errors for Reggie, and we're going to say E9 on that. And so the runner, just a 1 base error as he goes to third base. We got runners at the corners with 2 out, and Jackson visibly upset with himself out there, but has supreme confidence in his abilities. Here is a fly ball. This one goes to Phenom on left, and that's going to end the inning. 1 run in, though, on the George Brett controversial home run as the umpires got together and conferred and decided, yes, it was, in fact, a home run over the left field pole. And that puts the Royals ahead 2 to 1 as we head into the top of the 7th inning. So we got 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Splittorff can go 26 on average, so he's doing okay. Let's keep him in there. No real reason to get him out yet. And this is going to be a 56. A 56 is a fly ball. That goes out to straightaway right field. The right fielder is Al Cowens, and he's going to make the play halfway into right field. And Reggie Jackson, still upset, got under that one a little bit. Here's a 2-6. 2-6 is going to be a strikeout, and that will be a strikeout swinging for Willie Randolph. as he goes down as the second out of the inning. The Yankees, top of the seventh, running out of outs here. They're going to send Greg Nettles to the plate. Nettles can definitely tie it up. 37 home runs in 1977. Here's a 23. 23. He's going to strike out, though, and that's going to be another strikeout swing as Nettles goes down on Paul Splittorff's pitch. And 1, 2, 3 go the Yankees in the top of the seventh against Paul Splittorff. Splittorff 16-6 with a 3.69 ERA in 37 games started in 1977. Yankees going to stick with Guidry here. No real reason to take him out of the game. He's pitched well up to this point. He'll be facing off against Zadeb, Porter, and Patek. 35 on the batter side is going to be a little soft grounder. That's a little tapper to the first baseman. He has to come up the line. He tags Zadeb as he goes by, and that's going to be out number 1. Zadeb now 0 for 2. Darrell Porter doubled and had an RBI in his last at bat. He actually tied the game at 1 before George Brett put them ahead. This is a possible walk. His walk percentage is 11, so that's going to be a walk as Guidry loses Porter on the 3-2 pitch. Porter trots down to first base. He's going to be at first base with 1 out. No threat to steal, even though he has 100% stolen base percentage. I'm not going to do that to the Yankees. He's 1 for 1 on the year, so not the time to pull that out. We got a 12. That'll be a little line drive. You can't line drive to the second baseman. I mean to the I see here it's a liner too short. So how about that? So that's going to be a line drive to the shortstop. And who is that? That's Bucky Dent who makes the play. And that's going to keep the runner at first base. So got to make sure we get the right team. They're both blue, and it's hard to keep track of them. We've got Frank White coming to the plate. Frank White is 0 for 2. Couple flyouts. And let's see if he can make it to trifecta and hit one over to Lou Piniella. No chance here. We're going to have a rare play against Guidry. So let's roll for our pitcher rare play. This is going to be a 5. A 5 is catcher's interference again. Can't believe it. This time it's Thurman Munson. And that's going to push the runner to second base. So that's an E2 on Thurman Munson, both catchers with catcher's interference. I think the umpire is looking for that in this game. And so we go to the top of the order, George Brett. Brett homered in his last at bat. He's 1 for 3 with a fly out, a ground out, and a home run. He's got a 45 here. That's going to be a fly ball. That goes out to left center field gap, and chasing it down is Lou Piniella, and that's going to be out number 3. So Royals put 2 men on, but can't drive them home. Brett gave it a ride, but out in left field was Piniella to spoil that hit. And we go to the top of the 8th inning. Splittorff still in the game. He is going a little bit past his prime here, but Doug Bird came into the game before, so did Mangori. And let's let Splittorff get in trouble, and then we'll bring in Mangori if we need to. That 110 home runs per 9 is scaring me a little bit. So let's roll the dice, quite literally and metaphorically, and let Splittorff continue. A 2-5 against Bucky Dent. Bucky Dent is 0 for 1. He had a sacrifice hit in his last at bat, which moved a couple of runners over. 25 is going to be a line drive. That goes, it's a shallow fly ball. It's a 10 on the rare plays. So let's see what happens on that one. Nope. We got a 9. A 9 is a looping liner to center field. The center fielder can't get it, and it drops in for a little Texas leaguer. Better safe at first. So Bucky didn't get all of it, but he got enough of it to get on base. And that's going to be a base hit for Bucky Dent. Dent is now 1 for 2. And that rolls back to the top of the order. It's going to be Mickey Rivers. Rivers is 0 for 3 in this game. Remember, he batted .326 for the season, so anything can happen here. 36. If his average is better than .299, that's going to be a single, and that does come into play. And look at the Yankees as they put 2 runners on. Speed of Dent, no speed, so we're not going to try to advance him to third base. So runners at first and second, nobody out. The Yankees threatening here, and I think it's probably time to pull Mr. Splittorff. So let's go ahead and take him out of the game, and we're going to put in Steve Mangori. The reason I like Mangori is because of his average and his home runs per 9. His home runs per 9 are not going to change anything necessarily, but it's not going to push him to a home run here. So whatever you think. Mangori actually got into the game. And that's going to be Splittorff going 7 innings. And we're going to get a pitching change here. So Mangori is going to be facing off against White. Nobody out. Runners at first and second. And let's see what happens in this one. Oh, we got a home run. We got a home run chance. So home runs less than 5. That's a single. He's got 14. And Roy White hits a shot. A liner deep to center field. Going back on it is the center fielder, Otis, and he runs out of room. He just looks up and watches this one go, and that's going to be a 3-run home run for the Yankees. And look at those darn Yankees again. So 3-run shot for Roy White, the left fielder, switch inning left fielder, as he greets the new pitcher with a bomb. And that's going to put the Yankees ahead 4-2 in the top of the 8th inning. Mangori can't believe he left that one out over the plate. And this is going to be, are his balks greater than 1? They are not, so this is going to be an error, and it just keeps getting worse. Keeps getting worse for the Royals, as we have an E3 on John Mayberry. And that's going to put Thurman Munson at first with nobody out. 3 runs already in for the Yankees. 25 is going to be a little liner, and that is to left field. Coming on hard is Zadeb, and he'll make the play in left. No advancement from the runner at first. Piniella thought he might sneak one in there, but Zadeb came out of nowhere to make the play. Chris Chambliss 1 for 3. He's got a home run back in the 2nd inning. 36 is a hard ground ball to the third baseman, I believe. Yes, to the third baseman. With a force-out situation, a hard ground ball is going to be a double play, so they're going to go around the horn on this one, 5-4-3, and that's going to get Mangori out of this jam. And that will mean that the Yankees only put up 3, but they did put up 3 to take the lead as Chambliss grounds out hard to the third baseman. Kansas City goes Brett to White to Mayberry, and that's going to get them out of the inning. They give up 3 runs on 3 hits and 1 left on for the Royals. Ron Guidry still in the game. He went from the losing pitcher to the potential winning pitcher in 1 inning, but let's see how he handles the middle of this Kansas City lineup. McRae with a single and a stolen base in his last at bat. 24 is going to be good enough for another base knock, and McRae, a .298 hitter in 1977, is at first base again. Let's go ahead and try to steal. He's got a 56%, and that's a 2. He is in our 2nd column for stealing. And let's see, stolen bases. I think he's safe, but I just want to make sure. A 2 is going to be safe. So he's in for another steal. And he's got 2 steals, 2 singles on the day. He is in scoring position for Amos Otis. Otis is 0 for 3. 36 is his batting average greater than 299? It is not, so that's going to be a hard ground ball, and the stolen base keeps him out of the double play. And it's a grounder to second base, so that's going to move the runner over to third, and we'll say 4-3 on the putout as who is that makes the play? Willie Randolph handles that hot shot for out number 1. Amos Otis goes down, but he does move the runner over to third for what that's worth. In a 2-run ball game, not as important. But Al Cowens stands in, 1 down, runner at third base, and this is a 14. 14 is going to be a fly ball. That goes out to center field. Mickey Rivers is there. He's going to make the out. We've got... we're going to try to send that runner home from third. We got a brand new chart in the game guide. It's on the very last page. So with a fly ball, runner at third base, and a fly ball normal, we have an opportunity to score. So I'm going to use the extra bases chart. This one is based on how many successful stolen bases you have. So it's Hal McRae. He's got 18. That puts him into the third chart. That means he's got a 20% chance of holding. He's got a 60% chance of being safe and a 20% chance of being out. So let's see how this one goes. They're going to take a shot, send him home. It's a 4, and he slides in safely with the sacrifice fly. The score is now 4-3 as that becomes a sac fly to center field. Cowens gets it out there deep enough to send Hal McRae home. And now we've got a tight ball game. Guidry gives up his 3rd run of the game, 24. So we've got nobody on, 2 outs, and this will be John Mayberry to the plate. 24 is going to be a single, and I think we're going to have to get Sparky Lyle into the game here. Let's pull Lyle. Guidry goes 8, 7 and 2/3. And we're going to bring in Sparky Lyle. Lyle with 26 saves in 1977. I actually believe he was the Cy Young Award winner. That's right. Okay, Sparky Lyle, the left-hander. Mayberry at first. Not much speed, not going to do anything there. And it's going to be John Zadeb to the plate. Actually, you know what? Let's put in Paquette. Let's get a little pinch hitter here. Actually, there's no need to. Huh? Basically the same player. Who's not? They got any pop on the bench? This is an opportunity right now. I'm not going to take that role because if I put somebody else in. They really don't have anybody with any pop on the bench, and so that's not going to be a good situation. They need a home run, and let's see if Zadeb can deliver. This will be a 56. That's going to be a fly ball to right field. Coming in hard to the line is Reggie, and he will make the play. And when it counts, Reggie is there, and he makes the play at the line in right field. And our score is now 4-3. Yankees, as Sparky Lyle comes in and gets a big out there with the runner at first base and the winning run at the plate. All right, let's bring in Doug Bird for Kansas City. Doug Bird actually got into the game. Mangori gave up the 3-run homer back in the 8th inning, and that has put Kansas City in a tight spot. So he goes one inning. And that brings up Reggie Jackson and Willie Randolph and Greg Nettles against Doug Bird. The Yankees looking to add to their one-run lead and put a little space between them and the Royals. Here is a 13. 13 is going to be a little grounder. That's out to second base. Second baseman is Frank White. He makes the play over to first, and that's going to be out number 1. Reggie Jackson now 0 for 4 in this one. Willie Randolph is 1 for 3. He's got a double and struck out in his last at bat. Here's a 15. 15 will be, is the pitcher's K percentage greater than 25? It is not, so that's actually going to be a walk to Willie Randolph. Randolph, good speed in the second tier of stolen base players. We're going to not chance it with Greg Nettles at the plate. Nettles, a lefty, going against Doug Bird, the right-hand pitcher. Here's a 66. This is a home run chance. And look at that. Greg Nettles gets one he likes, and he deposits it deep into right center field. And that's going to be a 2-run home run. Bird can't believe it. Nettles can't believe he got the pitch. And the Yankees are clapping in the dugout because they know they may have put this one away, as the Yankees now lead 5-3. I'm sorry, 6-3 on that Greg Nettles home run, as Nettles goes deep, and Doug Bird is going to try to finish this one out. He'll be facing off against Bucky Dent. Bucky Dent singled and scored on the Roy White home run in his last at bat. 45 is going to be a fly ball. That's out to left field. Zeb is there, and he's right at the line, and he makes the play for out number 2. Mickey Rivers, center fielder. He is 1 for 4, and he gets a crack at his 5th at bat. This will be a little short grounder, soft grounder. Back to the pitcher. Pitcher bends down, Bird, and throws it over to first for out number 3. That's going to be all she wrote for the Yankees, but they do get 2 on the Greg Nettles home run. All 5 runs have come in the 8th inning or later, and they head to the bottom of the 9th inning with their closer on the mound facing the bottom of the Kansas City order. Be Darrell Porter, Freddie Patek, and Frank White trying to get something going for the Royals. A 14 is going to be a little soft, sinking fly ball, and that's out to center field. Mickey Rivers comes in hard on it and makes the running catch for out number 1. 1 down in the bottom of the 9th inning. Sparky Lyle, 2 outs away from giving the Yankees a victory. There's a 22. 22, if his balks are greater than 1, it's a balk. No balks there, so that's going to be an error, and that is an error on the left fielder. So Lou Piniella has made some nice plays out there, but this time he can't get there, and he makes the error. That's going to be only the second error on the Yankees in this game. Puts a runner at first base. Frank White stands in. White, as good a home run opportunity as anybody on the bench. And a home run would get them within, it would get them within 1. So, they really need more than just that. So this is going to be 45. 45 is a fly ball. That's out to left center field. Piniella with a little redemption makes the catch this time, and that's going to be out number 2. And 1 more out to go for the Yankees, and who better to send up than George Brett? So Brett with a home run back in the 6th inning, flied out to left in his last at bat. This is going to be a foul out, and that is hit to third base. Brett visibly frustrated as he pops out to the third baseman Nettles, and that's going to end the game. And the Yankees take this one by a score of 6-3 on the power of a couple of home runs. A home run here in the 8th inning from Frank White. That was a 3-run homer that gave him the lead, and then Greg Nettles knew it when he hit it, and he knew that was going to put the game away, as the Yankees had their ace reliever on the mound, Sparky Lyle. Lyle gets the save, so Guidry gets the win. Lyle gets the save. Splittorff is going to take the loss in this one. Is that right? It was 2-1. Who gave up the home run? No, it's Mangori. Mangori's going to take the loss. Splittorff didn't factor into the decision, and Mangori came up and gives a first pitch home run to Roy White, and that is your ball game. So this is the 1977 set for the game of dice baseball, and you can pick this season up at thegameofdicebaseball.com. And it's right there on the home page. You should be able to scroll down and find it. We have several 1970 seasons. I just released 1969. So if you're into the Amazing Mets or just want to play those players from the 60s, the game engine chart is a little bit different than it was than this one. So it's a little bit more contextualized to the 1960s, a little better opportunities for pitchers to do well. And I switched some of these batting opportunities around. And yeah, this is the game. So excellent game here. 6-3 is your final. The Yankees take this one over the Royals. Again, this was played July 15th, 1977. It's a 3-game set. On the 15th, 16th, and 17th, I'll play out all 3 games, and we'll see how that goes. For Kansas City right now, they're standing at the same record that they had whenever they played the Yankees the first time. Actually, they won 3 against the Yankees, so this is a flip of history. Forgot about that. So the Yankees lost 3. Here they take the first one in Kansas City, and those big, powerful Bronx Bomber bats come out in the 8th and 9th inning and put this one away for New York. Great game from Ron Guidry. Really nice coming in for the save. Sparky Lyle pitches an inning and a third to get the save, and the Yankees keep rolling. If you like this channel, click subscribe. And if you click the little bell icon, you'll be notified whenever I put out new videos, which hopefully as baseball approaches will get more frequent than it has been. And yeah, stay tuned for announcements about the game of dice baseball. Stay tuned for new things that we're adding in, games just like this. I'll be working my way through the 60s right now, so stay tuned for those 1960 seasons, and then I'll work my way back up through the 80s. I think that's probably the next. I think those are, 60s to the 80s is kind of where everybody's at. A lot of people in their replays. If you have a season that you'd love to see, I've heard 2016 from the Cubs fans, and get that in there as well. Okay. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It's a super easy way to support the channel if you don't want to spend the $7 for a season. By the way, you get a couple thousand cards, almost 1,000, a couple thousand cards, individually carded players for $7. Is it the best deal? Maybe. This guy got into 2 games. He gets a card. So you can see how that's going. You get every single player who played, whether he's a batter or a pitcher, and he gets an individual card for the season. You get the game engine chart. You get the game guide with all of the rare play charts, stolen base charts, the tagging up charts, all that kind of stuff that I've been using in this. It's all put together in here. So you can see all the charts come with it. The stealing, I didn't have to play the infield in, but when I was using sack bunts, that was it. And you get a little bit of gameplay values here. But the game is great. So play it. A lot of people are having a lot of fun with it. It's sort of a throwback to some of the older dice baseball games, and with a little bit more detail. I think that if you get it, you'll enjoy it. Share it with a friend if you already have the game of dice baseball. Tell somebody about it. Put it on social media. Record it while you're playing, and let everybody know this is what you're playing. That's the easiest way to help the game grow. If you like this video, just click the little thumbs up. That helps Google know that this is really good content, and they'll continue to show it to more and more people, the Google bots. All right, I think that's it from here. Yankees win 6-3 over the Royals. This is July 15th, 1977. Yankees turn in history. Home runs by Roy White and Greg Nettles put the Yankees on top, and Sparky Lyle closes the door against the Royals. All right, that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.